Okay, it looks like we're streaming. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm Brian K. And welcome to the channel if you haven't been here before. Today we're going to be talking about not saying too much when you're taking a guitar solo at the blues jam or at any jam for that matter. You're at the jam. You don't want to say too much when it's time for you to take a solo because it's easy to kind of get caught up in the moment and you play too many notes, right? You play too much, you say too much. And it gets you thinking too fast, it gets you playing too much, and it can start stepping on toes, and that's the last thing we want to do when we're at any jam at all, especially at the blues mic. So before we get into it, you know, if you do dig the content that I'm bringing out here, you like these types of videos, you dig this kind of stuff, like the video, share, and subscribe to the channel, because the more subscribers, the more people this is going to reach and help more folks get their act going at a higher level for their guitar playing, okay? So let's get into it. Now, at the blues mic, we want to make a good impression and we don't want to step on anybody's toes. And for our examples today about not saying too much, I think it's a key of G kind of day. So we're in a key of G, okay, and we're looking at a blues, okay, and you know, basic 1-4-5, you know, G, C, and D chords of some kind, and we're going to think kind of midtown where we're looking at some sevens. Maybe we'll have a 6 in there, but you know, looking at a lot of 7 chords and some 9 chords, and you know, we're shuffling, you know, we're doing a shuffle, okay? So that's the context of our jam, okay? So now when we take a solo, the best thing for us to do is to just ease our way into what we want to say to the good people out there and the good people on stage that we're sharing the stage with. So whatever the information is, whether it's pentatonic scales or modes, whatever you're using, right? And we're going to kind of, you know, be in the pentatonic realm today, major and minor pentatonic scale in the key of G. Okay? Just say less. You know, the old less is more thing. More is more, but less is more too. Keep that in mind, all right? Now, we don't want to do too many flurries of notes. You want to kind of take your time. In other words, you want to say things slowly. You could always slow burn your way up into kind of an excited flurry of notes and things like that at the jam. But when you're first getting started, man, just take your time. Even if it's an up-tempo jam, like they're rocking out at like 140 BPM, don't worry about that. Actually, never worry about how fast something is. Do things at your own speed and take your time, especially when you're first jumping in. So we want to say things and target some notes, like maybe a root note, things like that, that are gonna, you know, kind of outline the chord, you know, especially the 1 chord, the most important chord if we're in the key of G. Even if you're on the C or the D of some kind, like 7 chords or 9 chords, the G note, wherever you can find one, is going to be the most important note if you're in the key of G. So we're looking at, say, C7 for the 4 chord and a D7 or D9 on that 5 chord, and good old G7 for the 1 chord. So this is the flavor of the jam, you know? These kinds of chords. So when you, time they point to you, okay, you're on the air, right? All right, take your time. Maybe go to the 3rd of the chord, right? Work your way up towards a root note in your minor pentatonic scale or your major pentatonic scale. Either way, just say, look at those 6. We've talked about that. I have stuff on 6ths out here if you're not familiar with those. Check out some of my other videos, but skip a string, go to the next chord tone. Just look at your big chords and see everything that way. Okay, so I got a jam on my looper pedal. So I'm going to put that on, and we're shuffling in the key of G, right? Nice G shuffle, right? To the 4 chord, back to the 1, right? Up to the 5, to the 4, and then maybe a little 2-5 for the turnaround. But you're going into it, right? You take your time. Don't say too much. You just take your time. Builds tension. People start listening. Right? Put some space in there. Even when you say more, you don't have to go fast. Right? Take your time. Okay, got to stop the looper pedal, and hey, to give you an idea, there you go. Never go into anything with 1,000 notes. Never go in there thinking that you need to prove anything. You're just up there making music, having a good time, and you take your time when you're having a good time. Start pulling this in to your playing more at the jam, and you'll find that it is going to exponentially explode your vocabulary, because you're going to start to harness the power of silence and allowing yourself not to get crazy up here thinking about too much stuff to do and saying too much. Okay, so don't speak too much, don't say too much at the jam. All right. If you dig my videos, again, like I said, like, share, subscribe. Check my video links. I have links in the description to things that help me support the channel. I have some courses. If you want to, push your guitar vocabulary up a few more notches in lead guitarville, right? I have some lead guitar stuff and courses down there. Check those out, and also other things, music and stuff that I have online. Check the links. All of it helps me support the channel and keep everything coming out here. Okay, until next time, keep rocking. Enjoy playing your guitar.